Instagram real quick. Okay, we are live across all platforms.
To this beautiful community of ours.
No.
Today I'm with some
That's
of the
now.
most influential speakers on.
Okay, that's proof it's working on YouTube. Okay, so welcome everybody. Happy Lionsgate portal. I'm so glad to have each and every one of you here. This is a pretty powerful one, and I will go ahead and pass the baton to Val, but I just wanted to say we're going to do a little rounds robin. I just wanted to say that this theme of this meditation is all about empowerment and about really stepping into your power. As we are now in fourth density simulation, we're going to really start to notice that things are the cracks kind of in the simulation. And this is all to prepare us to move and to continue shift forward to fifth density. So pay attention to things around you. Things may not seem like they're normal. Just know it's all, all part of the process. And it's a sign, it's a good sign that things are ascending in the proper order. So with that, I'll pass the baton to Tavel and we'll get this started.
You're muted, dear.
Myself, sorry. Hello, everybody. My name is Tavel. I am from GFL Apparel, Galactic Federation of Light Apparel. I'm honored and humbled to be with all of you amazing, incredible beings today. Those of you who don't know, Galactic Federation of Light Apparel is an ascension and consciousness brand where we spread information and we provide sort of like armor for people like us, starseeds, light workers, shadow workers even, and we unite those beings to make them feel less alone during their awakening process. So very nice to meet you all. And yeah, I'm happy to be here.
And as you all know, I'm Mina the Andromedan. I am a hybrid soul. For those of you that don't know, I was sent here fully embodied as a starseed being with all of my past incarnations intact. So I have not every memory from every life, but a lot of memories from every life. So I was sent here to help starseeds kind of step into their power so that they can ascend and continue to spread that ascension to humanity and be in a place really of power. So that's my job, is to help everybody come into their power so that I don't have to be alone doing this. So yeah, you can find out more information if you want to book a galactic reading with me on my website, meaningfultravels.com.
I'm Natalie. I go by Divine Transmissions on Instagram. You can also find me on YouTube under the same name. I am an Arcturian starseed that also works as a galactic mediator. So what I go in and do is I help different beings mediate conflicts on a galactic level or a universal level to help bring about peace and ascension. I also do work on protocols. So when different beings are saying like, we're having a hard time accessing this or understanding this, how the humans work with this, I go in and I help them understand this is how humans work. This is why what you're planning is not working because these things, have you considered these things? And they're like, oh. So I do some helping with some protocols with them. I also work with clients around just ascension coaching. Think people that say, hey, I don't understand some of the dreams that are coming in. I don't understand places that I've traveled. I don't understand some of the messages I'm receiving or why I'm having work done to me. I'll also shine some light around and help clarify some of those aspects for them, as well as like activations, DNA upgrading, just past life regression work, Akashic record work. We just kind of just run a gamut to help starseeds and workers, light workers, ascend and move in the direction to be in their highest timeline and the highest version of themselves. So a lot of the times that is helping lift some of the density to allow for soul retrieval or soul embodiments or different pieces to come back to them so that they can have all the blueprints so that they can move into their highest version of the mission work that they so strongly yearn to do. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, you can find me again, Divine Transmissions on Instagram and YouTube, and my website is natalienadine.com. Sorry, I should hand it off to Michelle. Michelle, did you want to
Oh, sure. I'm Michelle on Instagram handle and TikTok and Facebook. My handle is at 3CCS Healing. I'm a hypnotherapist who specializes in activating your remembrance of helping you unravel your unconscious mind. I work specifically with the inner child and the dark feminine and the shadow, specifically to remind you that your shadows are not your wounds. They're actually part of you and what give you your gifts and your abilities. If you are wanting to work with me, you can find me at healing.com. And yeah, all my services are on my Instagram handle.
Jessica, you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Jessica. I go by the Hybrid Star Seed on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. I am just now stepping into, especially this Lionsgate portal has been so like imperative in like my growth. So I've been doing a lot of light language, grid work, and it's kind of just overflowing me at this moment. And I'm figuring out like, you know, everything as I go. But yeah, so that's me, and it's nice to be here.
Thank you so much. And we're also joined. My mom is here, and she will be holding space with us. And we've got some friends here as well. And they're going to be joining us, holding space and sharing their lovely and beautiful energy. So we're so thankful that you guys are here. And then now I'll pass it back off to Tibel, and we'll get started.
Okay, let's do it. So let's start by grounding our feet down onto the floor, since today's energies are a lot about grounding and empowerment. Let's close our eyes and let's take a deep inhale through our nose and out through our mouth. With every inhale, inhale the light, and with every exhale, release the darkness. Let go of the day, of the week, of the month, of anything keeping you from being fully present today in this mass meditation. Feel the earth beneath you and connect to Mother Gaia. Allow her energy to flow through you as you continue to breathe. And take these last few breaths to connect to your heart's intention for today's meditation, and to be clear on what you want to receive, on what you want to share, on what you want to embody today. I'm going to count from 5 to 1. And when I say 1, we can open our eyes. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Feel like a beautiful, beautiful breath work. We've got some interesting energies coming through. The Lionsgate portal is all about opening of Sirius and bringing in the great central sun energy down onto Earth, flooding us in, really activate that crystalline DNA, and really just those final strands that need activating and really enlightening. This will be temporary effect, but it will be fully activation. You might experience some things in the next few days. Just embody that energy, allow it to pass through. Got some intense codes coming through as the central sun beams down on us. Utay mitisimi tumakana tasana atumata kinay tunay sinauna matay kunay tasuna inakuka sananata pikamatu minya timatutu sinata kinatu lumyanunyata tima tunai sana ina kusna ina matisa utumalana itu tisana atumila tituta inatusana atamata lumiana luminaina tumasina atima tusana ikuna atasa ina inoinana kuna pisana atumata lumiana luminaina kusa atimai tumaiti tunaiti kunaiti namati tenu isaitu nimaiti sani isamitusa inatusa nima tumaina tusaina tumaitasna kukaina matasi una kinato inasana animatasna inokusa timatasa inasana ana inasnisna kusa
Koya kaya te,
sai
koya tai, kumonaya kai, kikito koya mai, raya te kumoya kai, taya te kukua poya naya kai, soya poya kai, nyaya kai, kikito kumoya kai, zaya te kupoya moya kai, is expanding out, delight, kikitoya tatataya, kokokokokaya, dananaya.
Ea mocho que ama haya pasikiao sikiao no koshikia mukia sikiao fasha. Ea moya shikia. Emeta shikoria se te ando kore shikia mure. Eke ana kare stukia o ya mana hara shiko. Oya na osho kore sikia mukia kasa ko fasha ko tokia moya. Ea na hara shiko sikia enata tomo. Ete kia nakata oshokare kia moya e anata oya eniata ko eniata kores kia moya shakare kia nata kia mo.
Little being coming forward. So just calling the being that's coming in. It looks like maybe an underwater being. Very light, lit with light, so very bright, vibrant. Sorry. So I'm just communicating with the being to let them know that we're spreading our intention and that they can help assist with that. Letting her know this is the opportunity now for you to shine your light.
All right. We're just going to continue to pull that energy through. Now we've got a crystalline grid structure over the earth. And right now, there's creating a giant nucleus that is powering through, bringing in those central codes from the central sun as it comes through this vector that I've created. So right now, you're going to feel in more intense codes coming in. Just breathe through it and embody that energy and take it with love and gratitude as you step into your power, your powerful beings, your gods and goddesses, and just embody that and breathe through it. Utai sina kunai minda tumati sana atasina ku kunai kimaitanu sana intumata dinusaina imaine sana kisa itumasina atimata tisuna atasa ikusina mita sana atasa kusai kisa unai tumai sina itu tusiani reskena kai tu sunu tumai tito takai sanai irikine kishna tatai tudu kishra ari kishna kai shadatai tumai tisanai tutu katsai irishkena tai tumai ti tina itu sunu kinai kishra tai tu tita kusara gisra. Sirius is coming through. Irishkena tai tumai tina tu sanakai titura shinakai tira kasanai kina tu sara kira kai tarai kusara ishara tai kira tu kina itu matai kirishkara tai dadai tupatai kira kasnaka kina kasna.
Na yoto korea se kia moto kia na satasha. E kia mo korea se kia tatasha korea se tea no. E kia to korea se kia mora shakarea se kia natashu ko. Ene hera asho korea se te. Ene shakere do to shakore te se tata shakore se kia omo shiki.
Ikawatara ubasani ne. Iplena na po. Polo tapala ti tianda. Epetitiste drutua tata shipitike. Imanana yendere. Uzo dova shetapatagirte. Kanawala viyate rokoa. Paketise nananabai. Unda gera totowa shetapakai. Unea totoa. Apasana yendere. Ikinanano odu satakiete. Inetapa. Nunu atapara site. Didere. Uno no masamene. Kanana itagaya toa. Apatidikine. Itapo shitua takan. Menena atayasite. Inawada ichia dia. Ikendaya piko. Pala site. Antapala ite. Mandaya. Astenidiato. Kubutu da sukutua. Menenate. Petre sitia. Zakata. Dandabe di. Nantaya shotu. Wakata.
Triuk as an ag I is or asik or an ag ik as ar or an ik or an ask ar ad argas ar ik or as ar rosh ahagati or ad ash ad an ag es anan ok atai ik os ad I ik ar.
Dai, ke kiom. Kutukum manaya ke chukum. Dadadai. Yeah.
Os ik as ar as en on an ek or as ak as or hagas are kasi.
Kaya kia kiom. Koya kaya tamanai. Zaya teya komoyakai. Zaya teya kokomoyakai. Zaya teya kai. Noya poyakanayakai. We're just fusing together all of the pieces that we've added. Zaya kukomanayakai. Zaya nayakai. Humonayaha. Zaya noi koyate. Naya te kukomanayakai. Yeda kia kokomanai. Zaya teya poko koyate nai. Yeta kuma zaya kukut. Zaya kikita komonayaka. Zaya teya tukumoyakai. Zaya te kia kukumo. Zaya te koyakadai. Naya kiete kiete kokoyate naya hai. Zoya kaya naya kai kiki pukomanai. Zaya teya kaya tukumo hai. Zoya moya te. So just an anchor. Dododaya tikitaya kokoya kititaya tikitikomoya kai. Zaya tikitaya unoya kadaya naya kitiko in manaya hai. Poite kakadaya kikite unoyo noya kai.
Shishi. Wawa.
Kakadai.
Ultua takawashi. Kede libeta ko pachachapa inedeka. Utoto itayetanana ndoka. Te putishi etatakan. Ondari te tuta sinemataka. Benebelati de Sia. Senera ala tia santi ketetea. Ubusta darayatende. Ipueta ashitsuba. Muguta ashi easy gugu ge wanama. Pluto asata yeteke shiti. Mungu diga ezewa apapa bashi dimda. Metea tatatawa sante. Una yetra. Ubusa. Fundakabayati yani achatawa apakatatasi. Mende balako. Fantayati sanye draka uba. Anabatayati takakashita. Wana flera no vegati dodo shutaka. Enemene na bagatite. Uzawana na latika satoa. Adaka apati. Suntupakatas. Wede Dugu Jatatapa Mente Palati Satatatan Negeshe Tataye Walet Utapasa Katan Mande Balito Asidara Ique Ati Unamata Ezea Zinkiatu Yishi Dabakawa Baban Mede Tutu Akati Antapa.
And now we've got the Lyrians are coming through, and what they want us to focus on is through all of this energy. Empowerment is also about believing in yourself. It's also about having faith. It's also about trusting the process. It's also about trusting in yourself, trusting in universe that everything is happening in your most divine alignment, your highest timeline. So we're going to anchor in that space.
Sanana Maritita Tikala Karati, Musuta Kikaka, Kananamonati, Tela Karati, Suta Tequila Karati, Kananamon Suta Kikala Karati, Surula Karati, La Karakatum, Sakakala Karati, La Karaka, Salala Karamusula Tequila Karati, La Kakati, Sananamon Kita Tikaka. Sikakala kiriti nada sikamusikati kanamati karakasi kanamon kila karati kamusikaki musika kalakati
amora shakara sekia amora to shakore ete kera to kora kara shakara kera kasiketo kamana to kora
musika ki kalakati
eke amora shikia na kara supore se
Starra kira
na
kala
shakore
karati kamusika
eke
Tinene
arasiko
munisita
na
kila
shakore
karati
se
musika
na sikia to kora shiko yamana dakia ene me dasiko para
Kanana
shakana
munisima sita
eke amora shikia
kanatika musika
shakore
kakalakati
yanano yabato kore yanana mono kore
Sanana kurati kila karati
amo
musuka
arada shakare desi
karati na karakati
narada
musuka
kore seki
karati
amona na shokore
Sanana
se nara
kila
kore
karati la
ari
karatu
ari ari shokore
Sanana
anora
karati
mono
musuka kita tika
Epokiana kare
karati la
sekio
karamus
more if
kaka
kare ya
karati
noko
ka
semore se yana
musika
shokore se
Nakamusita
ano
kila
hare
karati
sekia
kala
ko
karati
shikiore
musu
pupore
karati musika
shikiare
tika
shiko
tiki
more
Kanana
yana
musita
hare sekia
tiki
tatsika
kila
tokore
karatu
shikiri kasi kanada
Sanana
shikiore
mano
more
kila
shiana
kala karatu
no sika kuya ana haya kuya moto
Sanana mano kita
eo
tiki
bata
Ona sik ora sana ning aksan ak. Te ushanak ayasa te ora. Sik ora saras ik o san asarak isun osa. Te isanaka itos airasik ainas. Serus as. Sarasa te kosenok. Reas te onsa en o se ora se
ena
Voita, chuku, monai, kita kai kukunoi kita kai kukukukai bai, shumoi, haya kai, kuit, Lots coming in. It's gonna open. Quiet.
Sera. Silver dragons coming through right now. Sera. Ser anak es otri onaga. Soran asik oras. Tresana. Ser anak. Se. Rik anas ik o onas.
So now I had some cetacean beings that came in and they're here with us, which is a first here in the meditations. So I'm going to let them come through a bit because this theme seems to be about water and the fluidity and the power of water as it moves through the land. So it shapes the land, it bends the land to it. And water can be flexible, but it can also control. So as there's that balance between the divine masculine and divine feminine. So the cetacean beings. They're reminding us to stay heart-centered and that through all these energies, through this power of the water, that you have to know and use your discernment when to use it. Okay. So with all of that energy, we're bringing it back to heart center, keeping in mind that water moves, it bends, it flows, it shapes. It is the structure. Not only can it be held, but it can also hold. It is really the fabric of existence, and all life is sustained by it. So we're just going to take that energy and remember to always stay heart-centered with our decisions, with our love for ourselves and for others. For the decisions we make every day, stay in that heart space. And we're just going to ground all of that crystalline energy, fill it in every part of us, starting from the crown chakra, through our third eye, all the way down to our throat chakra, into our heart space, down into the solar plexus, into the sacral, all the way down into the root, as we stay grounded and we ground from top to bottom, staying in our heart space, making those decisions exactly as we would like for them to be done to us. And just taking that love and now spreading that love throughout. Just take some deep breaths, grounding it down, bringing the energy down, And now we're just going to bring that light of love, love for yourself, love for others, love for your process and your journey. Tusana tumai tisana kunai ta tumasa kinu tumai tina tusna kumaina ino ina mana yisana tusana kisana utusana na kina tusana lumiana tasana kita sana kito umatisana ana kisanu itisa kuna unaina tusaina ninasa kinata inatumata tisa luna atasa kinatusana ikasa ikunakasa inatumatasa inakasana inatasana kusana kusaina tumaina tusaina
Kanada tikko kala kala mudala kala kala tidala kala kala tikko.
kusaina tusaina tumatina tusana. Bringing your focus back to your heart center, back to your body, grounding in all
Kuta tikko kala kala tikko kala.
Take a deep breath. Everyone, I want you to take a deep breath and hold it for as long as you can. Let that spinal fluid travel up into your pineal gland, the cerebral cortex, and light off your antenna as you let that Kundalini energy rise up. Feeling the ground, bringing that fire up. Bringing that alignment with your higher self, your highest timeline. Good job. And now we're just going to let all of that density flow out of you with that last breath. It's leaving you. You're more grounded. You're more focused. You're more centered. And your clarity is in focus. You now know what you need to do and the next steps that you need to take in your journey. You are now empowered. No longer are you a bystander in your own life. You are in control and you control the destination, the journey. This is your simulation. How will you make it?
Dosama kiara to shota. Dosama to corre se kiana base. Dosama to corre se te sene. Got some blue avians here with me as well. They're here to ground in the energy.
Shikuakai, Shu Nunoyakai, they Fuyakai. Shuanayakai.
Inda unfa aya uncha unsha na aya uncha unsa unta sena otwa Ota iana autos.
Okay, and with that, I'm going to bring it back to heart center. I want you to take this energy moving forward, all of these powerful light codes, and remember that you are gods and goddesses. You do embody this energy. You have access to all of your gifts, all star seeds. You are here for a mission. You're here for a purpose. And though there may have been times when you felt lost, that time has passed. The time has passed, and now is a time for you to step into your power and for you to feel that empowerment and no longer be a backseat to your life. You are the driver. You're taking control of your life and your mission. And I want you to stay heart-centered in that decision. Avoid all ego while still loving yourself, still having confidence and believing in yourself. But avoid the negative ego traps and avoid the fear programming. Stay heart-centered, stay with love as you move forward through these intense following days, all the way to the close of the Lionsgate portal. I want you to take that energy with you, ground, drink lots of water, take care of your body. Remember, your body is a temple. This is the last vessel you will have. This is the last incarnation. So make it the best one that you can. Live your best life, but take care of yourself. And with that, I'll bring it to heart center and close it. So who wants to start to talk about any energies that you pulled through, what you saw during your meditation?
I'll go first. I had some white lyrans come through. I've never had that before, but I saw them. And so that was when like that energy was overflowing and I almost like ran out of breath. It was very powerful. I've never felt anything like that. Also, the water dragons come through. They came through for me. So I felt like very grounded in that because I was a white water dragon. So yeah, I feel very complete and whole right now. So thank you.
Beautiful.
We
I also had at the very beginning, you were opening so what I saw from before meditation started, so early this morning, that I was taken underwater, this being that was there, and it looked like the queen of the underwater. I don't know if there's such a thing as a queen of the underwater. This was her. And so she approached me and she was lit. And when we started this meditation, she approached again and I was like, this meditation's about you? Like, I thought it was something else. I thought that it would be something else. Anyways, she came forward and I was like, oh, and you, Mina, you started making holes in like the bubble she was in. And I was like, wait, what? Like, I'm just watching it and you're poking all these holes and all this, like energy is coming out. And it's like a disco ball with all these like cool little shoots of light coming out of it. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And then Michelle came in and she started like speaking to the queen of this water. And her and the queen were having like a good conversation. And then I'm watching it and holding it and then expanding the light because the more Michelle spoke to her, the more her light shined. And I'm like, okay, it's getting pretty big. Like, what's the plan, guys? And then I think there was Denise came in and started to support the queen and said like her piece and was like, hey, look, like you're a powerful being, like step into your power. Come on, queen, you're a queen. Do you know you're a queen? And then Denise kind of like held energy with the queen and they became, you were explaining like they become a nucleus, like we've created this nucleus and that we're expanding this bubble. And so that's when there was also some Lyrian stuff that had to happen. So when Denise was speaking to the queen, they started creating the structure within this bubble. So then we started getting like things happening. I don't know, like things that were in there, like you could see materialistic things that were happening and building out. And I'm like, oh, hey, like keep talking to her. This is awesome. The Lyrians came in and they like coded the structures with a bunch of stuff. I'm like, okay, cool. And then Jessica started talking about the water dragon. And that at one point, like you stopped Jessica because it was a lot of energy. And I was like, no. keep going, keep going. Then Michelle, you started talking again, and you were bringing in, like when you were talking, different beings were marching into the structure of the like bubble, and I couldn't get them in fast enough, and I'm like, I just gotta open it, and so I opened this hole, and I'm like, get in, like, I can't get them in fast. They all came in, and we sealed back the bubble, and then different beings get to come in and give words of wisdom. And so that's when Blue Avian came in and said, like, you know what, you guys are amazing. Like, stand in your power. This is awesome. So yeah, different beings came in and then gave their like words of wisdom. And, you know, it's tough, but it's going to be okay. Consoling and empowering and all of that stuff. So that was what was happening for me anyways.
Yeah, I was interesting because that she was representing the divine feminine, and she was as that water, that immutable force that is flexible yet giving, but also molds and shapes. And really the divine feminine this is her time right now. And so I kept getting the different beings coming in and speaking to that energy. I had the cetacean beings coming, I had the Syrians, the other types of Syrian beings. I had the Lyrians come through, the Blue Avians came through, the Archangels here. Everybody was involved to, you know, basically talk about this immutable force that is water, but it's molding, but also its shapes. And so I thought that was really amazing, that kind of aspect of, you know, water holds, but it also can move and mold to the things around it as well. So I saw that a lot. With the whole underwater theme that was going on. So I thought that was pretty amazing. So
yeah, totally not what I thought. I thought there would be like a Stargate or something that we were doing in the sky. Not at all.
I was in the water.
Yeah, I was in the water. That's when my hand quit moving. I was like swimming in the water. I just kept going. I'm just like, oh, I've got to go somewhere. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm going for it. In the darkness, here I go. And I was greeted, just like you said, like by a queen, and she started communicating with me, and my light language shifted. I don't know if you saw that, but it like shifted, and I just started speaking really, really fast. And like I couldn't even transmute as fast as she was speaking, as the light language was flowing in. Like my voice, I was talking as fast, and I feel like I talk fast anyways, but I couldn't even get enough. Like it was so fast. First of all, I've never spoke that language in my life. So that was new for me, which is exciting. But she was such an embodiment of the feminine, and her energy was empowered, and she knew what she wanted in life, and she was just this beautiful balance of light and darkness with this beautiful empowerment. And then, just like you said, I felt like the Blue Avians came in, and they were just coming through, and it was so beautiful. And my throat like went on fire. I don't know if you see my neck, but I am like, my whole neck is like on fire right now. As I was talking as fast as I could. And if you saw, my hand was moving. I don't know if I was like trying to stay in swimming. But I do have some galactic connections with the mermaid species. So I do know that from my galactic reading from Mina. And so it was just so natural for me to be in that water. It was so beautiful and flow. And I love water. That's how I heal a lot of like energy and density. And as being a shadow worker, I was also transmuting a lot of energy. I was spitting out density as fast as I could, transmuting, burping. That's another sign of transmuting. I felt like I was over here just belching half the time. So,
release that energy.
It's a lot of transmutation. I definitely felt like the energy was like heavy at first, and then it just like, it was like like a volcano, just like erupted. And even though like it was a lot of energy, it was stunning. It was so much beautiful energy. So that's what I felt.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and when you started speaking, Michelle, I completely noticed, because I felt like water was around my hand, and it was so strong. So yeah, I noticed that. That was so beautiful.
Yeah, it was crazy. And my hand is like kind of sore from I feel like I'm
It's
swimming in
doing
water.
this.
Like in water. The blue avians were really cool though. They showed up right as I started light language, and they're like, "We're here. We don't need to be known. We're here. We'll make ourselves known in a minute," which I also have past life with blue avian.
And yeah, and it triggered my blue avian language. So, so that's why I started speaking blue avian. I was like, well, okay,
Yeah.
I guess they're gonna speak through me.
Yeah. So
And I could hear it in my head. I'm like, is that Michelle speaking it or is that them speaking it? And then Mina, you start speaking it. I'm like, oh, someone's speaking it.
Someone's gonna speak it.
yeah. Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, so cool. Yeah, that language that Michelle, you were saying that isn't typically one that you've spoken before. It's the same for myself. I had a new one that came forward, which was the same as yours, and it was very rapid. Tick, 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 and you're like, okay, how fast is this going to come out? Like, it was a fast one.
It was way fast. Yeah. And my hand just moved with it. It was just like going as fast as it could, you know?
Yeah.
And you can almost like, you're like, when is there going to be a spot to take a breath? Like they didn't give you a spot to breathe.
No, good thing I'm a singer. I can extend for a long period of time.
And there was a lot of beings that were coming through. That was unusual. And that was the first time that the cetacean beings came through for the meditation. I was even getting a little mermaid that was coming through. I was like not sure who was speaking at that point, because it was kind of one or the other, and they were like jumping back and forth, and I was like, okay, everybody wants to be here, I get it. Everybody's here in support, so that was good. And it's hard to do that for me, to do that type of light language, because it is a lower kind of tones, and I'm using the deep back of my throat, and so it's very difficult to make those noises, but they were like insistent, and so just let it happen. I was like, okay, I don't know how I look, I don't want to know how I look doing this, but it happens.
You looked awesome. And my dog was freaking out when you started speaking your language. He was like up here in my space. He was like, what is going, he's been sound asleep. And he literally like got up and he was like, what is that? It was very interesting.
Marine creature.
Yeah, he was very intrigued, which was funny. He doesn't usually get affected by light language, but that one, he like dead out of his sleep up. He was crazy.
And right near the end as well. Oh, my battery's gonna die, so I gotta go this. But yeah, right near the end, Chrissy, you went to go do something and say something, and the entire creation turned pink. It was when Mina was like, and stay heart-centered, and it just went poof, and you had said something and it caused it to turn pink. I was like, oh my gosh, so cool. I gotta go plug this in.
Yeah.
Awesome. And Denise, since you were speaking, what did you see and feel?
It was amazing. There was so many things going on. At one point I became this being that was just so full of light, and I just like burst, and I started going all over the earth and spreading light and love and touching the grid lines and empowering them. And I just started touching everything and everywhere, just going all over the earth. And then I just burst into flames, and I went out into the universe.
Good, powerful grid work. Awesome. Good job. That's grid working right there. Textbook classic grid work.
I don't know anything about that, but I guess I do.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Your higher self knows, that's for sure.
And that was one thing when you talked about like the going up into our higher self, like from our pineal gland up and all the way into the very highest self of us. I've never had that expressed, but I did that, and it was unbelievable. It was unbelievable.
Yeah,
So
it's pure love. I love it.
I'm all new to this.
Well, you did fantastic.
New to it.
This is all about empowerment.
Fantastic.
That's what this is about. Mom, did you experience anything that you want to
I
share?
did. I did. So, you know, I try to keep my voice down. I'm in the office, but there's only one other person here across on the other side. But I noticed that as I was going, I felt a weight around me. And then I found myself moving the weight around. And then I realized as we're talking that I'm swimming, that my movement, if you'll notice, I'm doing like this with the water, like I do when I swim. And then, so I felt water, I didn't see her at all, but I did feel the water, and I felt like a light, but the light was coming down like a dress. So in the form of a dress, maybe like from a halo coming down like this. And then the water, and I was in water, and I was swimming, moving the water out of the way, using the energy from the water. So that's what I got out. That's what I remember the most I thought I was swimming for a while in water. And I thought, no, how could I be swimming? What are we doing in water? Did it make sense to me? Why are we in water? So I just didn't say anything about the water at all. It's like, no, you're crazy. Last time you saw water, nobody else saw it. And then now you saw water again, nobody. And then I read someone said, I'm in water. And like, I was like, me too. I felt like I was in water swimming, and I felt enormous energy at the very beginning, a lot of energy. So it was very heavy, very thick. And then as we went on, then I felt the water, and then I felt I would come with periods of lightning. The dragon. She said the dragon, the brightest light. I knew the dragon was white because I could see the bright white coming through, but I couldn't see as clearly, I think, as she did. Her, yes, Jessica. But anyway, so there were bits and pieces that I saw, and I was very excited that I saw as much as I did. But for sure, the water was definitely standing out. I do have an affiliation with water somewhere. So
Just
I
keep
haven't done my
swimming.
chart yet.
That's the motto
Yeah,
for today. Just
swimming.
keep swimming.
I was taking the water, I was moving the water. So I love the water. So I see Leslie has her hand up.
Hey, so at the beginning, when we opened up the space, I saw this giant zipper, and it just was like pulling down and opening up this great big fly, if you will. And so that opened up the space, which it ended up cracking me up. And there was so much joy that was flooding in through that opening right at the beginning, which tickled me. And then, that going back to the water, that's the deep, dark depths that we go to sometimes. And Kuan Yin again met me there to bring love into that space, because, the shadow work, Michelle, that you talked about, it's, there's deep stuff that we go through. And so that was huge. Kuan Yin with all her tender love, a lot of compassion, bringing in a lot of love, a lot of tenderness, really throughout the whole thing. And near the end, I saw this great big set of stag antlers, and it was a real tune in. And I was in the head of the stag, apparently, because that's where my vision, where I could see. And we were starting to ground in, and I saw all 4 of his feet on the ground, and he was very grounded on the land. And with those antenna stag antlers, he just was surveying and grounding everything in that we had just done into the presence of what we were working on. So it was really cool. That's what I saw today.
I wonder, we're going to do your chart after this reading, but I bet you've got the Andromedan alpharats in your chart. Those are the deer beings.
Yeah.
And so the fact that you saw that is pretty amazing. So that's
cool.
Yeah, very cool. Excited to see. Mel, did you have anything that you?
Yeah, so what I noticed after, even I'm doing it now, but like you guys were talking about water and like just like flowing. So I kept like swiveling in my chair, and I started like yawning like an excessive amount, and I would kind of like go out of the screen because I didn't want to be rude, but like I think it was just like kind of like
It's muting.
but like completely opposite. And it was just like releasing. Even now I just yawned again, and it was like a big yawn, and I haven't anyways, it was really interesting. And I think that this meditation was specifically powerful because of like all the female energy that is here, that is grounding, that is like uniting together and as a force. So truly a pleasure, ladies.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, that's definitely that purging, releasing aspect of it for sure.
Yeah, almost like a droopiness, like hazy feeling for me personally, but that was really cool.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing.
Your breath work leading us in was magical as well. When you were like, take a deep breath in, and that's where I like got lost. I took my deep breath in and like fell under the water, and I was just like floating under there, and I was like, okay. But it was beautiful. Your voice is amazing.
Thank you.
Mhm.
And Svetla, did you have anything since you were auto?
Well, I wanted to wait all of you to talk, so at the end I sent you some drawing in the chat. Actually, I was not in the water; I was in space, and I saw something that I've never seen so far. I always am in space. I don't know why. I think I'm space traveler all the time. I saw a meeting point. Yeah, maybe you help me in the interpretation. I saw a meeting point of 4 portals at the same time. I mean, I haven't seen such thing. You know that I always see 1 or 2 and I draw them, or maximum 1 or something like that. The last time I had something like that was like, if you remember those 3 mirrors that were showing different, well, here they're like 4 portals, connection to different dimensions. I guess that's the way I understand it. And I was just floating around them. But I tried to draw it because I have never seen that so far. I mean, I felt it from the very, very start when I joked that I'm prepared, you know. So I first saw the first one, and by drawing it, the picture became clear. So for me, it's kind of a place maybe where a lot of energy, because every portal fits with a lot of energy. So it's kind of place with a lot of energy. So that's what I saw.
Yeah, I did start in space. I started in space, bringing in those light codes down to Earth. So I did start in space, but I'm curious to see where those portals go in your drawing. So I bet you there is some water in there somewhere.
Can you share the picture? Do you know?
I think I sent it in the chat. I don't know whether I managed or not, but I sent it also in our group.
You did?
I don't know.
Yeah. I see it. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yes, you can save it from the chat.
Oh, awesome.
I also sent it in the group because I was not sure whether I managed to send it correctly.
Yeah, you did. It's sent. So you can see that like nucleus piece up there on the left, like
that's what I was creating.
Yeah, the upper left. And then I was down at the very bottom, the tip point of that blue swirly thing under the water.
Yeah.
So we were getting energy from the nucleus thing up top on the left, pulling down, and that was powering the queen. And then we were just pulling that energy through.
Yeah. And so I created the nucleus. You guys were in the water portion, but I could see that. I could definitely feel that energy that was created. And then if you see, there's even 2 others. I think that's where the dragons came through in the left. And then the right, I want to say that this was well, actually, I think Denise, you were up there with me with the nucleus too, because weren't you talking about the grid work with the white light?
Yes. And I also saw a dragon that was blue-white. It wasn't just white, it was blue-white. It was so white, it was blue.
Yeah, like an icy white, like that.
Yes.
Ice.
And it was so full of power. It was just like, it blew my mind.
That is so cool.
Denise, you also came in and talked to the queen and told her, I don't know, whatever it was you told her. But she was like,
you're talking about me? I did that?
Yeah, you came and told her, like, now's your time. Like, you're stepping into this role of queen, and like, now's your time. And she was sort of like, what? And then you guys created the inner workings of like the stuff that needed to start building out into structures. So it was almost like a left side and a right side were needed to come together to allow the structures to then start being created.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I did feel myself in the water at times, but I didn't feel it like you guys did. It's like I was almost in a bubble.
Yeah, I was too. I was in a bubble as well. So because I wasn't in the water itself, but like I could see other aspects. So it wasn't just one thing. So I was seeing different things because I started with the space and creating the nucleus to bring down the codes because that energy was needed to access. And it looks like we were doing portals and going into different dimensions, which is amazing. So that's really cool. I love that the drawing just depicted like all those areas. That's so cool.
That's really, this has been really fantastic. I get to have my reading from Mina tomorrow, and I can't wait. It's like I'm just excited. All you ladies are just so fantastic. Thank you for doing this, Mina, and allowing us to come in and be a part of it.
Absolutely. And Chrissy, we didn't hear from you, but was there anything you wanted to add that you saw?
Yeah, I just unmuted myself. So this is my first experience of a group meditation, and I'm just, as of late, kind of coming into my own and discovering this. So I didn't have as deep of as an experience, but everything, Mina, that you were sharing, as far as, you talked about setting intentions on what we want to gain from this, what we want to share from this, and everything that you were saying it was like you were in my head, because it validated where my heart was and my thoughts were. So in that aspect, and I just absolutely felt drenched in the love and power and all of that. So super amazing. I didn't see things, but I'm so new to this that I'm happy with what I've come away with at this point, and I want more. I want to do it again. So,
yeah, I'm excited for when we do your reading to see, because that's really going to start bringing things into focus, I think, for you. And you're already on the path and stepping into your power. So
yeah. So thank you, girls. What an awesome experience.
Nice. Thank you for joining us.
Yes. Thank you, everybody, for coming. I mean, this has really been about empowerment. So we wanted to make sure that everybody was represented, no matter where you're at in your journey, no matter what stage, that it doesn't matter, because what matters is your mindset. Everybody has their own positions and jobs. That doesn't matter. There's no hierarchy. It's all about your mindset and being on the same level here, and being on the same level in your soul and your mission work. And that's kind of what brings everybody together, and where we find this common ground to do this work together, and see how it works with synergy. We're at different parts, but still we find the common ground. It comes together. So it's pretty cool.
Totally.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you for facilitating.
Yes.
Let's do it again soon.
When's our next one?
Yeah. 8/23/23. We do it in every portal. So every portal, and then next month will be 9/9/23, and we just keep going forward, keep on trucking on. Thank you to everyone.
Thank you, ladies, for all your sharing and all your goodness.
All shift happily now.
Beautiful.
Good night from me, girls.
We should do the all shift happily now. Do we want to do that?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So, okay. So right after 3, so we'll 1, 2, 3, and then say it. So 1, 2, 3. All
shift
happily
now.
All shift happily now.
Thank you, everybody who joined.
Blessings.
YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. We love you guys. We'll see you next time for the next portal. Everyone have a good rest of your day. Ground, drink lots of water, take care of yourself, and we love you.
Love you too. Bye-bye.
Wait, I'm going to stop for the last.